On the 29th of April 2024, my dad saw an advertisement for Polo Grady's Great Elephant Adventure. After watching it together, I was inspired to visit ethical elephant sanctuaries in Chiang Mai. So I made the decision to travel overseas on my own for the very first time, and that turned out to be one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This is without a doubt one of the most exciting videos I've ever had the honor to edit. But because I am on a budget, I did not take a direct flight. Instead, I had a 6-hour layover in Kuala Lumpur, which worked out for the best because it gave me time to admire the beautiful artwork inside the airport. Another enjoyable part of the layover was the massage chairs. Once I had safely located my terminal, I spent most of my time reading and relaxing there. Normally I would not eat at McDonald's, but when I'm traveling I like to see what different items are on the menus and compare them to my local stores. So I ended up getting some pancakes, a hash brown, and a cold Milo drink. The first two I have seen in Melbourne, but the last one I have not. I always assumed that Milo was only popular in Australia, but I later learned that it is very popular in Asia. This was also the first time I'd ridden on one of those little airport cars. I'm not sure what they're called, but it made my life so much easier, and I'm very relieved that the driver had offered me a lift. The flight from Melbourne to Kuala Lumpur was over 8 hours, but the flight from Kuala Lumpur to Chiang Mai was less than 3 hours. This was also the first time I'd ever been in 3 different time zones in one day. Fortunately, the SIM card store was right across the exit at Chiang Mai International Airport. This made things a lot more quick and convenient. So within an hour of arriving, I was able to catch a taxi to check into my hotel. Although my main goal was to go visit the elephant sanctuaries, I also wanted to spend my time in Chiang Mai learning about Thai culture, visiting beautiful temples, and exploring the city. So first I would be spending the weekend exploring local areas, and then heading to the elephant sanctuaries next week. I was advised to buy bottled water, so after unpacking I walked a few minutes to the local 7-Eleven and got myself a massive water bottle. The convenience store was also a quick walk away from the Wat Chiang Man, so I took advantage of the fact that the sun would not set till 7:30 PM or so and decided to explore a little bit before it got too dark. My hotel was conveniently located near a Japanese restaurant, where I ordered some miso udon, a blue lemonade, and kimchi. As tempted as I was to explore the night markets, I decided to have an early night so I could prepare for a big day trip tomorrow.
The next morning.
If you are only in Chiang Mai for a short period of time, I would personally recommend booking a tour that can take you to multiple popular destinations in one day. Most of the time, the booking fee would also cover transportation and meals and water. Located 2 hours from the city is the Diamond Waterfall, which is one of the most popular waterfalls in the region. Even though it was quite a rainy day, I still enjoyed the nearby walking trail and really enjoyed the scenery. The waterfall is approximately 80 meters or 260 feet tall, and it is well known for shining under the sun, hence why it's named the Diamond Waterfall. I really wish I could have seen that in person, however the cloudy weather probably made it less busy than usual, and as an introvert I'm quite glad about that, so there's always a silver lining for everything. One thing I like about it is that it is only a 50-meter walk to get from the bottom of the stairs by the car park to the main viewpoint. The walking trail is just 500 meters, so you don't have to walk for too long to see this lovely landmark. After that we drove to a nearby village for some coffee. We tried a medium roast coffee, a cascala tea made of coffee shells, a tea that included a mix of 5 different flowers, and a tea made of a butterfly pea flower, which was the most beautiful shade of blue. Our guide informed us that they only harvest these Arabica beans in November and December, which takes up to 2 months to dry in the mountains but only 2 weeks in a city, because altitude gives them a slower growth cycle.
Of the coffee like this, and they don't throw away. They make it dry, burn on the pan, make tea.
The cafe was also attached to a cute little souvenir shop, where they sold a lot of local handmade products. Something that really stood out to me was the aroma candles, because they had such beautiful patterns, and our guide informed us that they each had different functions, such as repelling insects. I also liked looking at the seeds they had for sale, but sadly I could not risk bringing any into Australia due to strict quarantine and biosecurity rules. After the refreshing beverages, we had some time to look around before heading downhill, so I spent that time looking at the local animals and plants. After those lovely refreshments, we walked down to explore the local rice paddies. On the way, I kept on getting distracted by the big butterflies and vibrant coloured flowers. This was truly such a beautiful place, and honestly, I could not believe that I was there. I was still trying to process everything. We then drove to a local restaurant for lunch, where I had some of the most fresh and sweet bananas I've ever tasted. Because Thailand is a Buddhist country, it has plenty of delicious vegetarian meals available. Next we drove up to the highest spot in Thailand, which is approximately 2,565 meters above sea level. The people of Chiang Mai would come up here to pay respects and make a wish. For example, they would wish for wealth or for love, but if their wish came true, they would have to come back. We also learned that over 150 years ago, the royal family would ride up here on elephants, hence why there are so many elephant sculptures and elephant-related items by their memorials. The Doi International National Park covers an area of 482 square kilometers, so understandably we were on a bit of a tight schedule and I only had 20 minutes to walk around the walking trail. I do really love the biodiversity here, so it would be great to come back on a sunnier day. We then went to the King and Queen Pagodas at the Doi International National Park, where we spent most of the day. Because cars were not allowed right outside the pagodas, our tour bus parked at the car park and we were given a lift up the mountain in an open air shuttle. If you don't want to walk up the pagoda, they do have an indoor escalator that can take you up. However, the escalator only goes up and not down, so you will have to walk back down. I was not even sure where to explore first because I was just so captivated by the entire place. There are no photos or videos that could be anywhere near as beautiful as they were in person. Because those are sacred locations, please be mindful and respectful of Thai culture. For example, please always take your shoes off outside temples. Do not point your feet directly towards Buddha and wear modest clothing. When you are inside the pagodas, you are able to see plenty of beautiful Thai paintings and sculptures. When you are outside the pagodas, you are able to see some beautiful flowers and ponds. So no matter where you are in this area, there is still plenty to see. For me personally, my favourite photo spot was on a bridge where you can see both pagodas being surrounded by nature. As a solo traveller, it can be quite daunting asking strangers to take photos of you, but in the end it will be worth it. I really liked seeing the contrast between the two. The kings stuck to more neutral brown tones while the queens had a bit more of a pretty purple tint. Either way, I really loved the paintings on both. Once again, there is an escalator that only goes up but not down to the King's Pagoda. I did not spend too much time here because I noticed quite a few people coming in to say their prayers and I did not want to interrupt them. I also made sure to leave some time to take photos near the entrance before we head off. There is a bench by the entrance sign and a bench by the mini waterfall, which both make perfect photo locations. The park also had a post office where you can buy some souvenirs. I ended up sending this beautiful postcard to my family in Melbourne, which took approximately 2.5 weeks to arrive, so I actually got back home before the postcard arrived. Finally, our tour group visited some local markets as we were heading back downhill. I'm not the biggest fan of alcohol, but I am a sucker for fruit-flavoured alcohol. So I took a shot of lychee whiskey, lychee wine, sticky black rice wine and cantaloupe wine. My personal favourite was either the lychee or cantaloupe wine.
It's so good. And this is a black sticky rice wine. And the last one we have is cantaloupe wine.
For dinner, I visited a local restaurant with the most lovely customer service. I just ordered a vegetarian green curry and Thai iced tea, but was also given some free passion fruit and even some coconut pudding to take back to my hotel. I concluded my night by watching some TV, and even though I could not understand any of it, I really liked the fact that there were sign language interpreters on some channels. I hope that one day this will become more common around the world.
The next morning.
I'm not a morning person at all, but it was completely worth it waking up at 4 AM for a 5 AM tour because we were heading up the mountains to watch the sunrise. At 5:35 we briefly stopped at the Sriwacha alley for some photos. My camera does not do it any justice, but it was a lovely view. After that we climbed 306 steps up the Naga staircase to reach the Wat Phat Lat, Suthep, where we heard a group of Buddhists recite their morning prayers. It was really cool being able to explore the area while it was still dark because I feel like the golden structures really stood out against the dark night. But I feel like places like this would be beautiful regardless of what time you visit. If you visit during the day, you'll be able to see the gold against a bright blue sky, and if you visit at night, you'll get more of a contrasting tone when you see the gold against the black. Despite it being a cloudy morning, we still walked to the edge to see the sunset, where a lovely tour guide helped me take these photos. When the time was right, our tour guide gave us some food to give to the monks. Afterwards, they gave us a blessing in exchange. I've never been blessed by a monk before. I'd never seen anything like this, but it was an honor. I felt like their religion was really beautiful, and I'm really glad to have seen it.
You did very well.
So after that beautiful morning, we went downhill to a local restaurant for lunch, where I ordered vegetarian spring rolls and a Thai iced tea. We then went to Wat Phat Lat, which translates to the hidden temple. It was such a beautiful area where we saw plenty of plants and little animals. I was especially intrigued by this red one here. We also saw quite a few spiders that my camera couldn't quite focus on, but that probably worked out for the best because I am a little bit afraid of them.
Not today, Satan.
Oh, and we also saw this really chill toad. Our next stop was a 700-year-old Buddhist forest temple, which was purposely built as a bell-shaped structure. Not only is it beautiful from above, but the Wat Umong is also known as a tunnel temple. There are plenty of pathways you can explore, some of which contain Buddhist statues and other cultural decorations. It is almost like a cool underground museum. Also, I couldn't get them too well on camera, but there are quite a lot of bats in here, so please be mindful of them. Because our tour started so early, it also ended early. I was back at my hotel by midday, so I decided to spend a few hours napping and reading before exploring the Sunday market at night. I was really surprised to see that the markets were literally right outside the temples, like not on the street beside the temple next to the entrance, but literally right next to the temples. I had never seen such a populated urban area with so many temples before. For dinner, I tried a pandan coconut pancake and a pandan coconut waffle cone, neither of which I've had before, but both of which I enjoyed very much. Pandan seems to be quite a popular food here, and honestly, I can see why. Afterwards, I got myself a little souvenir. As a crazy cat lady, I simply could not resist this shirt, so it was probably my favorite thing that I had purchased from Thailand. Because it was too hectic to get a taxi or a motorbike back to the hotel, I chose to walk back, which took a longer amount of time, but I also ended up seeing the historic Three Kings monument on the way, so it was worth it. And it was also right next to the Arts and Cultural Centre, which I kind of wish I visited during the day. So I'm now back home safe in Melbourne, still reminiscing on how good that trip was, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll have a great day. Let me know if you've been to Thailand or if you want to go, and if you were in my position where you are really anxious about going overseas by yourself for the first time, as long as you do your research and stay safe, definitely go for it. You only live once and you could make some really amazing memories. Or you could also get some really cute cat shirts. I am really behind in editing travel videos, but I will try to get some up as soon as I can. In the meantime, I am posting some short cute videos of my pets on my pets channel, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll have a great day.